Hey King Heathen, this is a response to your video, basically where you target skeptics. And I did a whole page of notes here, because you made several statements that I feel really need to be addressed here. Okay, so let's see, you formed an atheist meetup, and you had to pass that on to someone else, and it became a skeptics meetup. Okay, now you probably didn't realize it first, but skepticism, not the same as atheism. No way. I mean, there are many atheists who are skeptics, but not all atheists are skeptics. So you went to Dragon Con, probably met a friend of mine with Healthy Addict. His name was Sean. Um, let's see. Skepticism, the theme that you gathered was it was about avoiding the word atheism. Yeah, that's true, because atheism is not skepticism. Atheism is a lack of belief in God or gods. And that's something which I think we've pretty much hammered out. Skepticism versus atheism is not about necessarily being more inclusive. And skepticism is not about religion. It's about science and evidence. Examining a claim, being skeptical of all claims until you see the evidence. Okay, you don't like the word skeptic, and you don't understand what being a skeptic means. And skeptical of what? Okay, well, let's touch that again. That skeptical or being a skeptic means that you're evidence driven. You rely on logic, reason, and science. By the way, this is made by my lovely friend Surly Amy of Skepchick. She can also tell you a lot about what it means to be a skeptic. Okay. Now, this brings us to the next point, and I'm pretty much going through them as I jotted them down while watching your video. Being a skeptic, being from both sides, and you brought up the evolution creation as each being skeptical of the other. There's a difference there. Evolution has evidence. A valid skeptical person will follow the evidence, which has evolution. Creationists deny the evidence. They are deniers. They are not skeptics. Your next point was that when you try to form a skeptic group, what you're trying to do is create a group of people who are against the Bible, based on what the majority of people think about skeptics. Okay, that is wrong. Edmonton, where I live, we have the Society of Edmonton Atheists. I am a member of that society. In fact, I'm a member of the board. I'm also a member of the Edmonton Skeptics. We have not conglomerated these two groups, though there's a lot of overlap, because we understand that there is a difference between the two. Not all atheists are skeptics. Not all skeptics may be atheist. In fact, there are some who may be a bit more on the deistic, or maybe in the theistic side, but they're willing to take a look at their claims and realize that it's that for their beliefs it may not be evidence-based. But here's my lovely Venn diagram. There is a difference between the two. There may be overlap, like I've shown in this lovely, well-drawn video or document, but it's not inclusive on both sides. Okay. Now, it is true, skeptics do focus on many different areas. There are skeptics that take a look at religious claims, paranormal, psychic, UFOs, evolution, creationism, and then a couple little pet projects, some skeptics, the 9/11 truthers. Yes, okay, they can say that they're skeptical of what the mainstream media says, but they're not skeptical of the conspiracy sites and people like Alex Jones. They're deniers. They are not skeptics. And you touched on the creationists again. Creationists are not skeptics because they actively ignore the evidence. You can show them the evidence no matter how much you can, and they're still going to trot out their atheist nightmare, the banana. Okay, well, your next point was how much do we want to put into skeptics so we can include as many people as possible. Well, it isn't about necessarily including as many people as possible. It's about education, educating people to understand how to critically think, critically examine what they're being told, and to look at the evidence. Let's see. And now about drawing people who don't belong, or what you would consider skeptics. I don't know what else to say other than if someone shows up with a bizarre claim, challenge them on the claim. Ask them to present the evidence. I mean, if you're going to be having these public groups, you're going to get people that you don't like. It's something you're just going to have to get over. Okay, and that takes us, I think, pretty much the end of your video where you talk about, I guess this comes from this new guy showing up. Now, I don't know what his claim was. You didn't really say, or really how people were challenging him. But you're asserting that he was wrong. There must have been a reason that he was wrong. I'm assuming that there was some evidence showing why he's wrong. Maybe he'll think twice about approaching a skeptical group and assuming that just because they're labeled as skeptics, they're not going to necessarily buy into his claims. The important thing is skeptics are about evidence. Atheism is not necessarily about evidence. It's just about belief. I've known more than a few atheists who lack a lot of evidence when they make a claim. Big name out there, Bill Maher lately. Though it's questionable as to whether he's an atheist, but he was given the Richard Dawkins Award for Religulous when he himself makes baseless claims against Western medicine. And there's a few YouTube atheists back from my days when I was running around as True North 15 that really are a bit lacking on evidence themselves. Essentially, though, what you're going to look at here is skepticism, and the group around skepticism is not going to be the same as an atheist group. You may see many of the same faces, but a lot of the focus is going to be different. I would suggest that you read up on sites like randy.org, or take a look at Skepchick, Bad Astronomy, Science-Based Medicine, Respectful Insolence, a whole bunch of those websites. And because I love her so much, check out Surly Ramics for making these lovely, smart pieces. Anyways, I know this went on close to 10 minutes here when your video was about 5. And I'm not sure if I fully touched on all the points for you, but I hope it's given you some sort of insight as to what a skeptic is. If you want, send me a message. We'll talk about it. Catch you later.